everybody, and welcome to Star Wars Echoes of Eternity. I am here with this amazing cast. Look at you all. So much better and professional than me in my torture chamber. This is where all the dastardly ideas come to me. I'm really excited to be here with you guys. I'm excited to be here with everyone at home who is tuned in to this little adventure we're going to go on. It's going to be wild, and hopefully this delightful cast is ready for it. Unfortunately, tonight, our dear friend Strippin is somewhere in the bowels of old Blighty, internetless and taking care of a sweet little baby. So he will join us next week, and we'll fit him into the story in a way I've already devised, and it will be... But for now, we have 3 other characters to introduce to you. But first, let's meet our players. I guess we can go around this screen here. We'll skip over Strippin, and we'll go straight down to Anna. Anna, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm really excited to be playing with you.
I'm so stoked, Jesse. This is exactly the release I need from all this pent-up tension of waiting for the next Mandalorian episode and for the next Star Wars movie to come out. And I need to play Star Wars with my friends. So thank you. This is amazing.
It's nice to have you here. I'm really excited. I knew right away that you were going to be great when you were like, yeah, I'm going to be playing a character named Oda Kanali. And I was like, that is a great Star Wars name. It's truly fantastic.
It's really funny because I made that name and only 2 weeks later realized that it sounds like Yoda. It just was like, I completely missed that. So no, my character is not named after Yoda. But thank you. Thank you for my Star Wars naming convention compliment.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Next week you'll be Baby Oda, and everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. It'll be great.
Yep, Baby Yoda and Baby Yoda sound very alike. So I guess I'll have to find someone to call me Baby.
Well, if you're lucky, we'll roll for it, and there'll be someone in this galaxy who's like, "Hey, Baby Oda." Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can do for you.
I will endeavor to sip things from cups like this as much as possible.
The audience thanks you for that. Okay. Next up. Well, actually, before we move on, real quickly, I wrote down a whole... I'm trying to be as professional as possible. I wrote down a whole thing here. What are you looking forward to? Besides don't spoil your character for us. But in this adventure we're going on, what kind of Star Wars-y stuff are you looking forward to? What do you want to sink your teeth into? What inspires you about this adventure into a galaxy far, far away?
Okay, Jesse, look, right now, it's so cool to be like, the Force is boring. Jedi are squares. I like dark, gritty. No, I am so into the Force. The whole point of Star Wars is the Force. And so my character was built around my desire to imagine what it would be like if I actually could use the Force. And so I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited also about the questions it asks us about light and dark, and when light and dark suddenly meld together and become something else. Very excited for those human questions.
Are you just out there being like, are Rey and Kylo gonna kiss? Is that what you're saying? You're like, light and dark meld? Because I feel like we're very close to that. You're like, why don't they just smooch?
I'm not a Rey and Kylo shipper. I'm still holding on to my dear fan theory that they're related.
Well, never mind. I was going to say something about Luke and Leia, but we're going to quickly move past that.
I'm just going to
ignore everything that happened at Hoth. Just ignore it. Just go right past it. Whoop. Just go around it. Okay. Well, good to know. I'll see what I can do for you on that Force side. Bikeman, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Hello. What's up? I got nothing else.
Yeah, no, I'll take a hello. So, what are you looking forward to in this? What brings you to this? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us the rundown, and try to figure out, what your jam is when it comes to Star Wars. I don't know what this was, but you're gonna get a lot of it.
That's how I feel too.
I really like the ground level of Star Wars, like the just day to day on whichever planet. I want to know like the backstories and histories of a lot of the alien species and what they deal with, and yeah, just generally stuff like that.
Why did you pick a droid?
Because it's so fun. Droids are so fun. I like being kind of like a stuffed shirt or like just a kind of character that rides the line between like intolerable but useful. And I think that it's fun to play with that sort of character. So yeah.
We'll see how useful you are. We'll find out real quick if you've chosen correctly your abilities and skills. We'll find out.
Yeah. Also, I get to use the voice changer. I'm excited for that.
Can you give us? Actually, don't spoil a thing.
I was debating that, and I was like, I think we should wait.
Yeah, no, don't spoil none of that. Okay, good. Pokket, hi, welcome. Nice to play with you again.
Hey, I'm so honored that you picked me again. Or well, I don't think you picked me the first time.
I lost a bet with Sam, and then we had. Oh, what?
You won't
No, of course I would. Welcome back. It's exciting to play with you again. Your room is as dark side as your character is not, I hope. We'll find out.
No, I always play neutral or light side.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You're gonna be great. This won't be evil at all. So what are you looking forward to? I know you're a big Star Wars nerd. What are you looking forward to in this? Where are you coming from when you're
Whenever I was announced for the cast, so many people mentioned me biting someone's throat out. So many people. And then I didn't realize
you did though. You did.
I didn't realize till after I named myself Daya Fang. And they're like, "Oh my god, she's going to do it again. Her name's Fang." And I'm like, "Oh no." So
I'm gonna let you know, on behalf of everyone, I'm gonna make sure any throat biting rolls have like the highest difficulty. If you're gonna get in there and bite a throat, you gotta like get in there. Someone has to show you their neck. So I'm gonna make it difficult for you.
It was an accident. I didn't mean to do it like that. I'm just gonna
the rolls are what the rolls are. You rolled what you rolled. It happened.
Just gonna put that out there. What am I looking forward to? I like to just go with the flow, and I'm just looking forward to Star Wars. I'm such a nerd, and there's so much. I kind of look forward to maybe experiencing a little less of the whole we're big baddies like we kind of did last time, and experiencing more of the like we're kind of in this how to describe it, like with the pirates and the smugglers and with the kind of like amongst the scum, and not just scum but also like just the plebs of life in Star Wars. And so it'd be a lot. I'm sure we're gonna run into plenty of big baddies, but or have Strippin be a big baddie. But
Strippin will, if he's a big baddie, man, I'll be surprised. Just because look at him. There's nothing about that character that looks sinister. Nothing. Look at that. Look at Jason Momoa over there.
What was I thinking? He just looks like
inviting eyes.
Yeah, look at those eyes. Just like, I have so many emotions to share with you. He'll be fine. Okay. So, thank you, 3, for being here. We're going to start off with the thing we have to do every single time we play. At the very beginning. So for those of you who don't know, I'm going to try and go through stuff to teach you along the way as we play in our very first episode here and give you a little bit of everything that you need if you want to take this home and play it yourself. So this is the Fantasy Flight. This is the Star Wars RPG, but this is more importantly Edge of the Empire. There are 3 source books for this. There's this one, and there's one that's Jedi focused, and there's one that is being a rebel focused. We're not doing those. Those are for like goody two shoes. I know our players. They'll probably do some things that are not like all good. We'll see. Maybe 1 or 2 of them is secretly going to save the galaxy. Who knows? Who knows? But in that, there is a function called obligation. And one of the things our players had to do, I won't spoil what their obligations are, but one of the things they had to do is select an obligation, and then when creating their character, determine how much obligation they wanted to have. I'm not going to name names, but 2 of our 4 players decided to increase their obligation, thus increasing every player's overall obligation, and thus making it really, really fun for me, because now they owe somebody something, and we'll find out as we go through. Before we began, I rolled secretly a D100, and it landed on something. But the way it works is that, let's say their obligation, let's just say for the sake of, their obligation's 60, right? So if their obligation is 60, that means if I roll a D100 and get a 61 or above, they're fine. But if I roll a 60 or below, one of them, whichever number corresponds to that player, is going to have a run-in or something related to their obligation pop up during the story. I'm not going to tell you who it landed on. You'll see it in the story. If it landed on anyone, we'll find out. The next thing we have to do, who knows what happened? The next thing we have to do is we have to roll force die. So before every episode starts, we have to go and just roll force die. On character sheets, on your character sheet, you will notice that where it says destiny pool, there is a thing that lets you roll your destiny. And each of you needs to roll once for me now, if you would be so kind. Oda with the dark side. That black symbol means dark side point.
I didn't do it on purpose.
2 light side points. That's not bad.
Okay.
Nope, you just did. So now we need bikes.
No, I didn't roll a destiny. I rolled a dice pool.
I got you. Never mind. All right. Thank you.
All
Thanks,
the
gang.
dark.
Thanks,
Yes,
gang.
I knew we were all evil.
So
What does that mean, Jesse? What is that?
I will tell you right now. So what that means is I'll force a player update. On your sheet, you'll see that it has 3 dark side, 0 light side. If you had gotten light side points, what you could do is use those light side points. You see where it says upgrade in your dice pool? You can upgrade one of your rolls, right? You can use the power of the light side, the power of the force, to help you in some way upgrade a roll. It could be for if you're trying to slice a computer. Slicing is Star Wars for hacking. It could be if you're trying to pilot a ship, or shoot a guy from a distance, or make a cool maneuver, or do something very forcey. It would help you. But because you rolled dark side points, I get to do that on you. But here's the good thing. And we'll just give an example. If I use it, right? I guess it's hard to show this, but what happens, because I'm trying to see what I can do for JP to show it to you, but you, the players, can see, if I use the dark side point, boop, right? It says I use the dark side point on the side there, and more importantly, you now have access to one. So there's a flow to it. There's a balance to the force, if you will. And so every time I use one against you, you now have the opportunity to use it against me. And one of the fun things that is associated with this, and we will do this right now to show you, if one of you could use a light side point and just click use light side for me so it goes back to the way it was, that would be swell.
I can do it.
Thank you.
Shall I? Okay.
Yes, please. So now we are back to 3 dark side. So then you'll notice on your screen there are 3 tokens. Keep these in mind. They will be part of your life from now on. But
from now on, commitment.
They are now, unfortunately, all dark side. So just keep this in mind in the future for when they switch back over. This will be there for you to remember, hey, we have these tokens. We can use them. So you don't have to look at your pool. You can always just remember they'll be there like, oh, I have access to these. And I get to remember too, because I get to see that they're there as we go through and play. And people watching will get to see that they're there as well. There are 2 other fun little things that I've added to this that should be just swell. There are 2 counters in this game for those of you who missed the character creation, there are 2 counters. They are hidden until next episode when we see where we left off. The first counter is an Imperial counter. It is a counter that lets our players know. It's kind of like the star rating system in Grand Theft Auto. The more they do terrible things, the more they like shoot up, I don't know, a bar, or they rob a bank, or the worse they are, the more the Empire will be alerted to their presence, and eventually Star Destroyers and stuff are going to show up and come for you. It's going to be bad news. You're going to have just all sorts of people come after you. Who knows who will show up? And then there is one other counter, and it's a secret counter. We'll reveal that at a later date. Should we learn anything about our characters, we'll figure it out. Who knows? Who knows what it is? But that's that for all of our starting stuff. Really quickly, just to explain the dice for you. In this game, there are not normal dice. It's not a normal die system. We are rolling a little bit differently in this version of the Star Wars RPG. There are blue, green, and yellow dice, and opposite of that are black, purple, and red die. And the blue and black are 6-sided. The green and purple are 8-sided, and the yellow and red are 12-sided. And on them are not numbers, but in fact symbols. Many, 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 many symbols. JP, if you would be so kind as to pull up the it's called Basic Information is the name of the sheet that's under handouts, so everyone can see. You will notice on the side it says icons, and under icons there's a little explosion thing. And that explosion thing is success. There's a little upside down triangle that is a failure, and those two balance each other out. Everything this is about balance, right? It's about the force, balance. So the explosion and the triangle cancel each other out. So if you get 1 and 1, that's a nothing. Nothing happens. If you get 2 successes and 1 failure, you get a success, right? That kind of thing. Then there's advantage and threat. An advantage is, well, you didn't get success, but something good might have happened, right? You may have inadvertently tripped up an enemy, or maybe you give a bonus roll to another companion, or maybe something good happens that you weren't expecting, but it's not a success. Like nothing crazy happened. Threat is, okay, it wasn't a success or a failure. Maybe you got a success, but with threat. Threat, in the end, you can maybe take strain. Strain's a mechanic in this game where it's sort of like your mental state, right? Like maybe you did in fact open that door, but it wore you the hell out to get it open, right? So that is what threat is. Then there's triumph, which is straight up a force moment occurs. Literal, a moment happens that is out the movies. A good triumph would be like you do something vital to change the tide of the battle, right? Like you shoot a control panel that closes the door and blocks off all the stormtroopers. You win for the moment and you save the day, right? Or you totally cut the arm off an enemy, right? Something that is like epic as hell. And then despair is your boyfriend just got frozen in carbonite. GG. Like that kind of thing. So it's bad news for everyone. Hopefully you don't get them. And then you can see their difficulty die and things like that. There's all sorts of modifiers. But that's kind of the idea. It is not numbers. So you're not doing numbers. In fact, you are simply doing balancing symbols. Thankfully, we have a Roll20 program that does it for us. So we don't have to use our shut the brain off and just read what it says, and we'll be A-okay. We'll be great. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's important before we begin this thing. Setting wise, we are setting this campaign during the height of the Empire, in the years after episode 3. This is in that 5 to 10 year range afterwards. We'll keep things not as specific for reasons we'll say later. It is a dark time for the galaxy, and it's going to be bad news for everyone. But because we are going to run like we are doing a Rogue One style story and not a real, this isn't like Scroll, we're not getting like the Scroll coming past us. No. This is straight up just an old-fashioned, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away joint. So, I said, what? How do I get access to it? Help me. It won't let me. I was trying to be clever. This is what happens. Jesse Cox, the least clever man ever. Well, you know what? So be it. The one time I try to do something awesome, it just doesn't work. I said a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away is what I said.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. So the title screen pops up on, if you're watching this, think of it like a movie, right? A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And then JP, if you'll turn the volume on for like 2 seconds, right? It starts up and it's like, and then the camera slowly pans down, and in the stillness of space, in its infinite field of stars, we can delete this one, by the way. Bop! Deleted. We see a flash of white light as the starship bursts out of hyperspace and into view. This starship that you see is this bad boy. If I could get it to show up, it would be amazing. This bad boy right here. That's terrible. Come on. This thing right here. The almost box-like gray freighter slowly comes to a stop as the camera pans over it to reveal Imperial markings and undecipherable Orabesh. Beneath the craft extend from 2 short loading elevators are the docking ports of 2 connected TIE fighters. The exhaust ports in the rear of the vessel begin to ignite with a blue hue as the craft slowly moves forward, revealing its destination in the distance, a shadow-covered, storm-ridden planet, and beyond, a dim star. Inside the freighter's bridge, a stoic-looking captain turns from facing the viewing windows and nods to a small flight crew. His gray uniform is neatly pressed, and his command insignia polished, but his attire is quickly betrayed by the scruffy-looking dark-haired man. Clearly, someone hasn't received an inspection in some time. Nearby, the young comm officer in black nods in return. Facing a panel of screens and buttons, he presses his fingers to the comm device in his ear. This is Transport Holding X1138. We have exited hyperspace at assigned coordinates and are on approach vector with prisoners and supplies. Comm hisses for a moment, and a reply comes through. 1138, this is Bleak's Point Station. Commander Rains at the prison has been awaiting your arrival for some time. We've prepared a special holding cell and contacted Coruscant awaiting further instructions. Very well, replies the comm officer. We will proceed on approach and meet with escort in upper atmosphere at Galactic Standard Time. He pauses and looks at some sort of watch. 9:30. The comms channel falls silent and the young man turns back to the captain. Sir, will the tranquilizer last until the rendezvous? Of course, Lieutenant. The bounty hunter who captured her assured me it would keep her unconscious for days. Cut to black. The camera does that eye-opening thing, and it's slowly revealed to be a young, blue-skinned Pantoran in a very simple outfit. She rubs her eyes, groggy, unaware of her situation, and suddenly it hits her. Anna, who are you? Describe to us for a minute, if you could, who you are.
Well, as a Pantoran, you would see me having blue skin, light platinum pinkish lavender hair, and some gold markings on my forehead, the tattoos of my people. And I have probably found myself here due to some scrape I've gotten into, because I've just been trying to survive since the purge, after my my master was killed in the midst of training me as their Jedi Padawan learner.
Oh, so you would be a Jedi Padawan learner? Interesting. What do you remember? What's the last thing you remember? You've just woken up from a long sleep. What just happened to you before this? What were you doing? You were hit from behind by a dart of some sort and knocked unconscious.
I was It's so hard to remember, but I guess it must have been that shipment that went wrong. I was trying to grab those supplies and take them over to what was that planet's name that I was taking them to?
Oh, yeah, you were trying to get those supplies and head off to, I think you were trying to get to Corellia, I think was your plan?
Yeah, gosh. Yeah, Corellia. I had promised that shipment of, that crazy fish thing that they eat that they like so much. I was gonna sell it to them, get some,
You were gonna get some credits for it, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was gonna use it to buy some weapons and bring them back to the, sell them not to the rebels, not to the resistance. Yeah,
definitely not to the rebels at all.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So you find yourself in this cell. You're coming to, I don't know how, but you were careless and you somehow missed a bounty hunter sneaking up on you. Maybe it's because you were busy focusing on trying to get this shipment that you missed them, but in some way they captured you.
I hate it.
And now you were in this cell. What do? You were in a cell by yourself.
I force choke. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that. I'll look around and evaluate the bonds that I'm held with, the cell that I'm in. Do I recognize the lock? Does it look like one of the ones I've seen before? Super easy, just grab a little pin out of my hair and...
Sure. Yeah, so you are in... This doesn't even require a roll. You recognize a lot of this. You are in a holding cell, an Imperial holding cell, and it is a small room with a lone bed that you are sitting on. It is a firm bed. There's no mattress. It is a Durasteel plate. And in front of you is a doorway with a red glow on the outside. And every once in a while you see sort of streaks of red going through, and you realize that it's a force field blocking your escape. You simply cannot walk through this thing. But it looks like a completely open space. Across from you is another cell with several figures inside, and then you notice to your right and left several other cells that are there. If you want to roll for stuff and actually try to peek around and look for things, I'll gladly let you do that.
Yeah, I guess I want to see where the controls for the force fields are and what they look like and evaluate them. So
this is going to be on your character sheet. We'll do 1, 2 on your character sheet. I believe you have the ability to, let's see here. What would be the good thing for you to use? It does look like perception.
Perception to see what's controlling the force fields. However, I will argue that with my skill in skullduggery, I've probably been in this situation before. So maybe I can use my skullduggery to find a way out.
That's true. Let's perceive first to see if you can even skulldug later. See if the options are there. This is a very, very simple thing.
Okay.
So if you would be so kind as to just roll for me your
that didn't
perception.
Work.
It definitely did. You succeeded. Okay. Sorry, I didn't see it. You super succeeded. And you notice when you look out from beyond this force field, you see several things, and I'll try to describe them to you as best I can. There are holding cells in this room. You are clearly in some sort of prison. There are many small rooms with reddish force fields blocking escape. Each room is filled with 4 to 5 prisoners. You, however, are alone. You notice that there appear, at least in your vision right now, to be 6 humans, 2 Kletunians. For those of you who are curious, those are the dog-faced dudes from Mandalorian a few episodes back. 3 Rhodians, and 1 droid who's in a holding cell by itself. There is a weapons locker, storage chests, a hall to the right and door to the left, and there's some more to this room, but it's outside your periphery. You cannot see what is around there. If you would like, you could try and use your skullduggery, but you have to explain to me in what way you want to use it. There's more to this. There's more information you can find, but that would have required like a triumph or something higher,
Right.
where you could like. I will say that you definitely smell stuff. Like, smell-wise, a lot of BO, but you also smell freshly brewed calf, which is Star Wars for coffee. And you smell calf somewhere. Someone clearly has brewed it. Probably not one of the prisoners. You also hear some small comms chatter, some of the aliens talking to each other in hushed voices in different languages, and what sounds like walking outside on the other side of the door.
The calf definitely grabs my attention. I have a serious calf addiction. Really need some heads pounding. Partly probably because of getting hit with the dart, but also because I haven't had my calf today. So that's very interesting to me. I make note of that just to make sure that I grab some once I do get out. I also notice this droid alone in a holding cell piques my interest because if you fit
Weird,
a droid
right?
with if you fit a droid with a restraining bolt, you don't really need to put him inside a holding cell. Do I notice anything else about the droid?
You notice that it appears to be a Imperial droid, and it appears to be a protocol droid, a RA7 model, you think.
Then I stick my tongue out at it. And then move on.
Bikeman, you are in a cell, all by your lonesome. You are staring out at all these fleshy creatures, and one of them, a young blue woman, sticks her tongue out at you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What are you? And what are you doing here?
I am an Imperial Protocol droid. What am I doing there?
Yeah,
I may have
how
gotten
did you
into a
end
little
up
bit
here?
of trouble. My previous owner may have gotten into a little bit of trouble, and I may have gotten into a little bit of trouble. I don't know if I want to go into too much detail about that just yet, but
Okay.
yeah. But as for the sticking the tongue out, it's far below me to respond to that, and I remain completely still.
Okay, yeah. Oda, you stick your tongue out at this Imperial droid, and it just doesn't respond at all. You can't tell if it's broken, if it was thrown in there just because. You have no idea what its purpose is. You learn absolutely nothing from this droid. You just know it's very weird that a droid is in a holding cell, a force field powered holding cell. You're absolutely right. Very strange.
I want to try. Did you say I did locate like the control panel for all of these? Is there any
No,
kind of
you did
control
not see
panel?
it, but there is an area around the corner that you cannot see yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you this, chances are it's probably where that calf smell's coming from.
I'm trying to think. I don't have any of my weapons on me, I would assume. If I'm
You are
incarcerated.
in just plain street clothes at the moment. Kind of ragged clothing. Clearly, any other things that you had on you have been stripped away, but you can look for it if you want. You can give me a roll to see if you notice anything in, say, the lockers, storage chests, anything else in the room. There's many things you can maybe, I don't know, use something, maybe a power or something to figure it out.
First, I'm just gonna. Can I try to nudge my bunk into the force field and see what happens to it?
The bunk is built into the wall. It is just a steel slab
And
hanging out of the wall.
there's nothing I can move in this cell.
there is a space toilet, whatever that's called. It is there. I know showers are called refreshers. Whatever a space toilet is, a space pooper, it's there. That's it. That's all you have.
I can move that?
No, it's against the wall. But other than that, it is a Imperial level prison. There is a bed, a bad toilet, and that is it.
Well, do I see any of my captors?
You do not. All you see, again, is 6 humans. They're spread across these different cells, but there's 6 humans, 2 Klatooinians, 3 Rhodians, and 1 droid. That's all you see. You could try to get the attention of the other people.
Yeah, I'll look to the cell to my right, see who that is and what they're doing.
Yeah, you sort of look over, and you notice inside that there are 3 humans in the cell. 2 of them appear to be huddled together. They look almost like husband and wife. Perhaps they just met, but they seem to be like holding and consoling each other. And the other is a much different looking human, a lot stronger, a lot buffer, a lot more like not interested in anyone else's problems. Pokket, will you describe to us your character and tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Well, my name is Daya Fang, and I look a little rough. I'm tall, very muscular, a thick woman with just fire red hair, and I got tattoos, but you can't see them. I wear heavy armor usually, unless obviously I'm going to bed. Even sometimes then, I still wear my heavy armor. And man, I got really big feet. I look a little weathered. I've seen my fair share of shit already, and I'm actually not that old, but I look older than I actually am.
Cool. You are sort of minding your own business, kind of looking around the room yourself. Do you want to roll perception to see if you can determine anything?
Yes, I would love to roll perception.
By all means, please do.
I don't.
Oh, you had a force die. We'll ignore it. If you on your sheet, you can just lower the force die. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
You also got a
reroll?
success. No, you got a success. It's fine. So yeah, you look out, and you've been paying just as much attention to this entire situation as Oda has. You notice, besides the fact that the other cells contain 3 humans, and 2 Klatooinians, 3 Rhodians, 1 weird-looking droid, and then this blue character in this cell all by herself.
Can I
you don't really
something?
know. What now?
I forgot to mention, when you look at my droid, he is immaculately polished. Like, whoever previously owned this droid really made it presentable.
So you don't look like you've seen combat. You don't look like you've hurt anybody. You are just like
look very, very new out of the box. Like,
gotcha. And so you, one of the, I feel like there's probably a mistake because I don't think Diofang would have 0 brawn. So we'll probably have to fix that. I just realized on your character sheet on the screen right now, I don't know that you, of all people, would have 0 brawn, but we'll fix it. You have 3 brawn. We'll get to that. We'll fix it. Those stats are off, I think. Anyway, so one of the things that you see besides these characters is you see weapons lockers, storage chests, hall straight ahead, and a door kind of behind you. But you also notice down this hall that there appears to be someone sitting in a chair, sipping something, watching monitors. You can't really tell what this person's watching, but you can see sort of someone's back, and you can see every once in a while a cup coming up to someone's mouth. What you do notice for sure is that in one of the storage chests, in one of the lockers, are a bunch of pads that make up the contents of what you might consider heavy armor. They're crammed into a locker, but there's so many of these pads and so much of this armor that it doesn't fit into the locker. It's almost like it was armor designed for someone of a bigger stature than your normal Imperial officer. So they couldn't close the door on it, but it's crammed in there. You, of course, are aware of what that is because right now you are wearing nothing but the normal street clothes. Perhaps the clothes that you would wear to bed or whatever you would wear under armor right now. So you have nothing on but that. And you notice in this one locker what appears to be something that is probably yours.
Rude.
But while you're looking around, you notice next to you that this blue figure is now staring at you, sort of peering over at you. Do you do anything?
Yeah, I stare back first. And my gaze just never leaves. And I don't smile. I don't offer a hello. I just stare back.
You haven't had coffee either, have you?
Coffee?
Calf. That's what you call it here. It's an old family word we use.
It's a Pantoran word. It means calf.
It's a Pantoran word for calf.
I don't say anything. I just look around. And I'm just like, so what are you doing here?
Well, getting out is what I'm doing here.
Oh yeah? How are you gonna do that?
I don't know yet.
You got some tricks?
Yes.
Okay.
She pokes the force field.
Yeah, you
what
poke
happens
it.
when I poke it?
You poke it. Doesn't hurt you, but it makes like a and like there's an obvious. You're not getting through this.
So it's solid.
You see the ripple.
It's not like a shock thing. It's just a wall.
Well, I mean, it is a field of energy preventing you from exiting, but it is not at all something that, like, if you hold your hand up to it, you're going to slowly melt your hand. It's not that kind of thing. It just exists.
Mm-hmm. Well, that didn't work.
I don't even say anything. Like, I'm just not surprised. I'm just like, okay. Jesse, I think I would be aware of, like, what kind of force field they're using and whatnot. Or would I not?
Let's see if you are. Will you? Let me see. What stats do you have that would be useful here? I would let you do either computers or mechanics or maybe knowledge, either lore or warfare, perhaps.
If I can do mechanics, that'd be ideal.
Great. Don't roll yet. Give me 1 sec. That's fine. We can redo it. This is a 2 difficulty for you.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
I'll let you have this one. Okay. So, bad news. You totally fail at figuring out. You do not know anything about this force field. You've been in some hot spots before in your life, but this must be one of those new Imperial force fields because you can't figure it out. But the good news is you got 3. Oh my god, my brain just died. You have 3 advantage right now.
Okay.
So what you can do with 3 advantage is you can in some way, I don't know, maybe give a bonus die to Anna if she wants to at some point roll, or give it to Bike at some point if he wants to roll. You could also in some way use it and save it up for the future in like a future battle and maybe get yourself something, blue. Or maybe you can notice something. Maybe I can let you notice something that might help you or might help Anna, and maybe it's something you can tell her.
I think I would like to notice something. In this situation, I'd like to notice something. So
sure.
That would help at least one of us. So.
Yeah, of course. So let's see here. What can I get you to notice? Okay. In this room, you notice that there are several of these lockers, like I said. One of them appears to be what you recognize as an Imperial arms locker. So there are probably weapons of some sort inside of it. And next to it is a table. And on that table, even though there is a box in front of it, you can make out the handle of what appears to be a light blaster pistol on the table. But also you see on the other side the barrel. But that doesn't make any sense because blaster pistols are not that big. So you deduce that there is more than one blaster pistol on that table just sitting there behind this box. And they're just out in the open. You also notice that 2 lockers appear to be closed and locked.
Okay. I have a question, Jesse.
Yes, of course.
So there is an item I carry which I keep super concealed because of who I am.
Right.
I don't have that item on me. Is that right?
You do not. You do not have that on you.
I would assume that I have I would assume that I have like an overcoat with like a special pocket sewn into it where it kind of hides.
I will simply say that whatever you were wearing before is now somewhere in this room. If you want to give me a perception check to see if you can sort of use the force and deduce where this would be, I will gladly let you do that. Yeah, okay. I will say that for this, I'm going to give you this. I'll give you the advantage because you rolled the success earlier. You feel something almost like that box that's on the table is calling to you. That's all I'll say. The box on the table with the blaster, something in there, just calling to you. I don't know.
Can I take a moment to center myself and then push with the force against the box as though the ship somehow bumped and it just fell off the table?
You can certainly try. Let's figure out what this would be for you. Do you have a skill that is straight up just a force push skill?
I didn't know that's something I could get.
Maybe it's something you haven't learned, Cal Kestis. Maybe you don't know that yet. That's for all my nerds out there. Let's see. What do you have?
I don't have any force skills. I did not know that was something that I needed to roll into.
Well, I mean, you didn't have the XP. You do have a bunch of fun talents, though, that you can use. Here's what I'll say. Let's do... What would we use for this? Because you are trying to think back to your old master. You know, you were never truly trained well, right? The purge happened and you just like, you were learning. You were learning and it never really took with you, apparently. But you remember your master fondly. And tell me a little bit about your master. Like, think back on your master. Who was your master?
Well,
do you remember your master at all?
No, I've completely forgotten them. I haven't thought about this.
Put you on a spot.
My master was a... I'm trying to think of a cool race that this person was from Star Wars. It's a Twi'lek woman.
Okay, yeah.
And I sought her out because I was sensitive to the Force, and there had been a few instances where I had just like innately used it, and a lot of people thought I was some sort of witch or something on my planet, and they were all about shunning me. But I knew that I was at one with this harmonious force in the universe, and I sought her out and begged her to train me. And I wouldn't even say she reluctantly agreed. She was just somehow charmed by my earnest desire to use this power, or more to like become part of something, and took me in, and we traveled together for some time. But as soon as things started heating up with the purge, I didn't really get much training. I just kind of watched her and aspired to be like her. So although I
Okay.
had this natural talent, she didn't have much time to teach me like the moves. But she did like the level of training I've had is like the Millennium Falcon playing with the drone and the lightsaber kind of experiences where it's like I understand the basic function and how to kind of channel the Force. I just haven't done it very much and no one has been guiding me.
Okay. How old are you right now? How old is your character presently?
I don't know how Pantoran years work, but I would be the equivalent of like 25.
There's a 25. There's a standard year thing that's like
Okay.
across the Empire. How old were you when you first met this?
How many years has it been since the Purge? Like 3?
Currently, it is. We are on year 7 after the Purge.
Oh, so I was very young then. So I was
Okay.
like 17.
Great.
And so
thank
I've
you,
been
yeah.
kind of like scoundreling my way around for the last like 5 years.
Yeah, it's very. You came to the Jedi Order much older than most
Yes.
people do. I wonder how
And
that
she
would have
was
played
kind
a
of
role.
a lot of people looked down on her for taking me on as a Padawan learner because they were like, it is a lost cause, waste of time, way bigger things to think about right now. And a lot of people like implied that there must be something else going on, like there must be some reason why she brought me on, and there was a lot of like gossip. It was really yucky, but she just didn't care.
Cool.
But she was
yeah,
very demanding of me because of that. Because she was like, if you're going to be my Padawan learner, you're going to have to like rigid Jedi rules. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. You have to live exactly this way all the time. And it was difficult for me.
So let's say that you use the power of the Force, thinking fondly on your master and the discipline that she instilled in you. Will you roll for me discipline will, please? This is a 2 difficulty. Yeah, somehow, some way, through the power of the Force, you managed to make this happen. And as the engines kick on and begin to propel the ship forward, that you sort of reach out and bump it off the table and it falls down.
And
It does not
go,
open.
whoa! At the same time.
Yeah, you go, whoa! And Dio, you notice that this blue character is shaking and rattling and whoaing. No one else in this ship is.
Did you
What do
feel
you
that?
think about this person?
Ship's in terrible shape.
Oh my god. Why is this why couldn't I be next to anyone else? How far away is Bike?
Bike is directly across from you. Like facing directly across from you in a cell, but he's staring lifelessly towards Oda.
I'm thinking though.
Uh-huh.
Is there any way I can just arbitrarily leave this cell? Does my computers help me like just walk right out right now after observing all the effort that just happened?
The brain math, you're just like
you cannot simply walk out, but depending on what you know, you may be able to influence things, and there might be some way that you can slice your way out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I have knowledge in computers. I would be happy to. I'm sick of being here, so yeah, I want to go out.
Yeah, all right. This is enough. This is a very easy role for you. If you could.
Oh, sorry, it's cutting out right now. What'd you say?
Oh, if you could give me some knowledge, give me a knowledge roll.
Oh, a knowledge roll.
computers.
Okay, how do I do that?
Go all the way down, and you should have knowledge computers as one of the things you can just click next to.
Okay, in my skills?
Yes.
Where is it?
Should be towards.
Oh, there we go. I see the dice now. Okay, I got you. Knowledge computers, gotcha. All right, I didn't see the little dice next to everything. That's cool.
Yeah, it just makes it easier.
That's rad. All right, where are these computers? There they is. There you go.
Wow. I mean, holy crap! All right,
That looks
so
like a
here's the
success.
thing.
Those symbols mean good things, huh?
You're very successful. I don't. So okay. This is very
love that
easy for
he's-
you.
I love
Yeah.
that he's just standing there, like completely motionless, just like thinking, and then he's like, "Ah."
So what you've realized, PR3, is that the computer system, all the terminals, everything that's here, is connected by the several series of wires and various access points. And what your 3 successes gets you is the fact that every single one of these wires and stuff all connect in one central point. But you don't need to be in that central point to access all the wires. What you realize is that in the walls are all of these wires in one place where what you can clearly see is a man's desk sipping just behind the wall, staring at monitors, the monitors of all sorts of different terminals and all sorts of different things. But what you see is that all of these connect through all the cells. And there are terminal points in every single cell, little things that you can unlatch. And if you can work with everyone in all the different cells, you probably, if you cut the wires at the same time, can unlock every single cell at once.
There's no way to selfishly just open mine?
Unfortunately, no. The one thing you figure out is that you might have to work together with these different species.
Then I continue standing completely still.
Okay. Yeah, so the 2 of you are still just staring at each other trying to figure out what to do.
What
Any
happened to my
idea,
box?
Oda?
What happened to my
Your
box?
your box fell on the floor. It is on the floor, but it did not open. There's a latch on the box.
Did it, like, I was trying to, like, knock it kind of towards me. How close is it to me?
It is about halfway to you right now. If I describe this room to you, it is 3 cells on either side, and then in the middle, wide open space. And then on the left is a table and a bunch of lockers. On the right is a doorway that leads somewhere. And then more to the left is a hallway. And that's also where the guy with his calf is.
Really want that calf.
I notice the droid staring at the crazy blue chick next to me. And I turn to her and I go, do you know that droid? Is it yours?
No! Ew.
Dude, you don't have to yell. Just asking a question. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you. I look at the droid. I'm like, she doesn't like your kind.
Droid.
Oh. Well, what's he doing over there then? If he's supposed to be with these guys?
I don't know. I don't know why he's in a cell instead of.
Well, he seems.
Why are you in a cell?
There you go.
Hello, droid. Why are you in a cell?
Am I obligated
wrong
to
with
answer?
you?
Because I think the best course of action.
I lost that. You cut out.
Oh no, you cut out. Yeah, you cut out. What were you saying?
Oh, wow. All right. Sorry. I was going to say, am I obligated to answer at all? Because I thought that the best thing for me right now in my head is to not do anything or move. Would
You're
end
not
up with the most
obligated
positive
to answer
result
at
for my particular goals.
Yeah, no, you're not
moving
obligated to
or
answer
I don't even know that I'm staring at her particularly, Pocket. I think that I'm just like
no, I'm gonna
a
take
statue.
it as, even if you're not, I'm just gonna take
Okay.
it as that.
Okay.
Like I'm just assuming.
All right.
And it got
But
her
yeah.
to yell at you and not me.
Yeah, statuesque. You're gonna be in complete doubt that I'm even turned on.
Oda, you yell at this droid, but he doesn't even respond to you. Doesn't even acknowledge you, but someone does. From around the corner, you hear sort of this gruff voice like, quiet down in there. But no one comes around.
I haven't had my calf today.
Well, that's your problem.
It is my problem. And now I'll make it your problem.
Oh, God.
Oh, for love. From behind the corner, a stocky man in a brown and blue jumpsuit appears, holding in his hand a cup of calf, but also his other hand is gently tapping the holster of a blaster pistol. And he looks over you and he says, "You're not my problem. We're almost to the prison. Then you'll be their problem." And he takes a sip.
I'm sorry. What did you say? I couldn't understand you. You got to stop slurring. Are you drunk? Is that alcohol?
He like walks up to your cell and he's like, "We're almost to the prison." And then turns around and walks back to his seat.
You actually passed school. That's good. I was surprised because, a lot of Imperials haven't. They hire anyone nowadays, didn't you hear?
And acknowledge you. He goes to sit back down.
As he goes to sit back down, can I try to use whatever fits best in this kind of like cunning, streetwise skullduggery kind of thing? I want to turn on the Han Solo charm and just be like, man, it's always the worst when we find ourselves on either side of the cell, but you could help a girl out. Just one cup of calf. You could help me.
I mean, it determines what you're trying to do here. Everything is what you're attempting to do, because there is straight up a charm roll, which you could do. So, skullduggery in this situation, you're not trying to swindle. Yeah. You're trying to get, like, once you get, like, if you get out, for example, and if you were trying to steal the cup of calf from this dude without him noticing, that would be skullduggery. You're trying to straight up charm this guy.
Yeah, I am trying to just be like, yo, we're on the same team. Like, no hard feelings. You caught me, that's fine. But like, that doesn't mean you have to deprive me of my morning calf. Like,
it depends on how you're going to do this, right? There are two ways. I'll let you determine this. There's two ways to go about doing this. You can either turn on the charm and flirt with this guy a little, or you can coerce him and use your willpower and try to be like, look, all I'm asking for is some calf, dude. Like, there's different ways you can go about doing this.
I see.
It is all on you. But I will tell you this.
Charm.
All right. Okay.
I'm just lulling him into like, we're not enemies. And I legitimately am just trying to get calf. I'm actually not even trying to like escape. Exactly what I just said. We find ourselves on both sides of a wall. It's fine, but a little calf on this side of the wall never hurt anyone.
Roll for me, if you will, your charm. Damn. Okay. So you destroyed it with charm. He looks at you and sort of like looks at his calf and looks back at you and then like kind of looks you up and down and then like looks at everyone else in the room and is like, what the hell? So anyway, and he goes over to the control panels and for a brief second your red flashes and then is gone. And he comes back to you and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna be a good girl, aren't you?" And he hands you the calf.
I just take a deep sip and ignore him completely on the good little girl comment, and I'm just like, and I clap him on the shoulder friendly, and I'm like, you and I are going to be friends.
Oh my God. And he like looks at you and he looks at the calf and he's like, I got other things besides calf.
Oh, here we go.
I'm listening.
Damn it. So he looks at you and he's like, you know what I'm saying.
He has a wide range of electronic equipment discounts?
Maybe he does. Who knows?
Are you inviting me to the cockpit?
Oh God. You hear me actually say that? Oh God.
The guy looks over at you, Daya, and is like, "Shut up, you!"
Oh, you guys got it.
He's like, where were we? And he's like, there's a refresher down the hall. I figure we could get some more coffee, go over there.
Yes, please
Lead
take
the
it out
way.
of here. I can't watch this. Oh.
Sure, yeah. He
I
like
want him to
steps
lead
back.
the way, and I want to walk by this box that I knocked off the table.
Sure. Yeah, he like steps back and he does like sort of a gentlemanly curtsy, like after you, to you. He's not turning his back on you. You notice that right away.
All right. I mean, I'm out of my cell, so I'll.
Yeah, you're out. You've like walked out of your cell.
Any path that he's demonstrating this, like there's a refresher down there. Is there any path that takes me past any of the weapons?
Yeah, no, you're literally walking by them. In order to leave, you have to walk by all the lockers and the table, and now where the box is on the ground.
Okay, this is great because I have a combat skill, because of my scoundrel background, that I can draw or holster a weapon or an accessible item as an incidental. So I can pawn shot first this guy. So I'm just gonna, as I walk by one of those blasters that was sitting out, just gonna grab one and shoot him in the face.
Damn. Okay. So that's two rolls is what we need here from you. Because he is suspicious of you. This is a 3 difficulty check, but
okay.
He's like.
I lost
flattered.
He's like, what?
To me.
Wait, you said he's flattered?
And he's a little obsessed with the fact that this blue skin, the Empire is super speciesist, space racist. So what they are to him, blue woman wary of you because he doesn't trust you at all. So it's, instead of being a higher difficulty, it's still a 3. But let's do, this would be a I'll give you this as a cool roll. So the first thing I want you to do is roll for cool. This is because you are prepared to do this. You are prepared to fight this guy. Woo! Holy crap. All right, yes. You grab that blaster. You reach down, you grab that blaster. You are not even remotely. You have 2 oh my god, my brain just died. 2 advantage. So if you go to the sheet that says actually it's called Daya. Oh, there was no difficulty dice.
Is Jesse cutting out for anyone else or just me?
Jesse and Bike have cut out for me. So you haven't, and apparently I haven't either. So.
You roll one more. Oh please! Oh my goodness, that would be chat. I'm sorry, I'm lagging. On my screen, I appear to be very I'm not lagging on my screen. Okay, so you can hear me. Please roll initiative cool one more time.
Okay, initiative cool.
Oh, I realized what we had done. We're not rolling initiative. We are rolling just normal skill cool. In your skills, there should be cool there. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Got it.
That's
no
the
worries.
reason why.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah. So you succeed, but you take a little strain, or you, well, let's see what could happen to you. You basically you either suffer 1 strain or you lose something in your next maneuver. Now, taking a strain is not bad. It means like I really wanted this very badly, and so I took some mental strain on getting over there and trying to grab this weapon.
I think that it makes a lot of sense that I would take mental strain because I really don't enjoy inflicting this kind of close range violence, and also I don't like doing it with blasters. Sure. So I think that it's a very unpleasant thing for me, but I need to be successful.
Great. What you do know, thankfully, when you grab this blaster, is that this blaster has a stun setting. So if you wanted to activate it, you could, but it would slow you down a little bit. But needless to say, you grab this blaster and you take 1 strain. So we'll just tick up your strain by 1, boop, like that. And you have the blaster in your hand and you turn to face this guy. What do? Did you just bop him right away?
You said it has a stun setting.
It does.
I'll turn on the stun setting.
Okay. Yeah. That will raise the difficulty by 1 because you're literally in. There is a great thing I can show you. I think.
Does my quick draw help at all with that?
Yes. Yeah. That's why you would have had a 1 difficulty to begin with. If you can see this right now, right there for players, this is sort of how range works in this system. JP can shrink that down to show everyone. Engaged is when you're like right in front of a dude, and ignore our little icons, but like a blaster has a medium range. So if you were here, and let's say this was the guy right there, you could still get him. But straight up, you are in his face. And so you have nothing to worry about. You are you will hit this guy. The question is, maybe you're too close, right? Who knows? But because you have your quick draw skill, you're definitely going to hit this dude. It's not even a thing you need to worry about. But because you set it to stun, we're going to bump up the difficulty because you had to, before you fire, had to like click a thing, and it gives him time to react. And so, yeah, if you would, this is a light weapon, so you would fire your light at him.
Do I click? I don't click like on the blaster thing in combat.
If you have a light blaster in your inventory, you definitely can click on that. But
I see.
Yeah, but if it's not, you can just use light weapon and it's fine. Yeah. You clicked it. You shot this guy because it was at very close range and it was kind of startling. And you saw the look in his eyes of genuine regret and sadness and disappointment. Like, I think maybe you kind of feel it. He felt hurt, like a little betrayed. And even though he was kind of scummy, he felt a little hurt. And you blocked him. A big blue, a blue circle pops out of this gun, and he just collapses to the floor. And you take 1 more strain. So if you would tick up your strain by 1, please.
Where do I do that?
You now find yourself in a room alone. There are all these other people behind red force fields, but you are by yourself. Dio, you notice that this young blue woman has single-handedly convinced this guard to let her out, got a blaster, and then blasted this dude, all without anyone else's help.
You're just a... and I'm like smiling and I'm just looking at her. Like, yeah, I didn't know you had it in you. I really didn't. I didn't expect that. I thought, I've seen it go the way that you were going way more than that. So, I'm impressed. It's nice.
I take a little bow and then drain the rest of the calf.
I look at my fake watch and I'm like, any moment now though, if you wanted to maybe help another woman out, that'd be nice.
Why?
Well, I see that you and I are in the same situation, and I too would like to drink some calf and maybe get out of here. Plus, we're kind of on a place where you can take one guy by yourself, it looks like, but there's a lot more people here.
An offer of trade, then.
Okay.
You will help protect me in exchange for me letting you out.
Deal.
I assume that I see something about you that might tell me that you're a bounty hunter. Is that true?
Right now, you would right now you wouldn't be able to deduce anything except for the fact that she looks tough. Like not dainty in any sort of way. Not even like, oh, she seems physically fit. Like literally looks like she could punch someone's head in.
I'm tall and I got really thick arms and all that. I got some extra padding and I have like, you know, scarring, and I don't think you can see the tattoos because I have probably long sleeves on at the moment and pants. So
I do see that your assets recommend you. But how do I know you won't betray me just as I've betrayed him?
Oh, because, you know, that's not in the code. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, the code. Then you're you follow the code.
I like look at her and I just don't believe that she's a part of the guild. So I'm like, yes, I do. You don't break the code.
Do I?
I'm just trying to I'm just wondering what code she's talking about.
Do I? I imagine that if I have any kind of like Jedi insight, that I kind of feel like she's telling the truth.
Well, do you have any knowledge of the underworld?
Do I?
Yeah. I mean, you could roll for it and see if you understand what code she's referring to.
Yeah, that would probably be a streetwise roll, right?
Yes. It, in fact, would be a... Well, in this case, it's a knowledge thing you're trying to do. So you're literally just trying to think about this thing. So you're not actually streetwising. You're trying to just know if you know enough about the underworld to figure out what code she's referring to.
Okay. So, underworld. There is an underworld roll.
Yep.
Is that the one you want?
That's the one. No. You don't know what the hell she's talking about, but you kind of deduce that she's referring to something that is of a positive nature and not like the code where I get out and kill you. To you, it seems like, okay, she follows a code, so it probably means that it is something noble and respectable. Although probably not, like, good, but you can't tell. You just know that she plays by rules, and so that's someone you can understand.
All right. I like the odds here. And she will go look at the controls where this guy was sitting and see if she can figure out how to open that cell.
Yeah, give me a computers check, if you would be so kind. This is a 2.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, nope, you know nothing about it, and you spend long enough to the point where everyone else in the cells, one of the Rhodians is like, "What are you doing? Hurry up!" Right? There's a lot of people now yelling at you like, "Let us out of here!" There are all these voices clamoring for you, and it causes you 2 strain. You take 2 strain trying to do this, unfortunately.
I'm doing my best!
Yeah, you can't figure it out.
As she's like doing this, can I I'm gonna call her over. Hey, no. And through the voices, hopefully. I don't know if she's paying attention, but I'm gonna beckon her over.
All right, I come over.
So describe to me what the controls are. Just describe. What do they look like? You know,
there's a black button and then a red squiggly thing with a lever of some kind and
any symbols.
blue...
Like, are there any symbols? Like, you don't have to know what they mean, but are there any symbols or lots of...
There's one that looks like...
button.
Can I describe it to her at all?
Yeah, I mean, you're doing your damnedest to describe it. You're not a fool, so you know what it looks like, you just don't know what anything does.
Yeah. I'd like to roll mechanics to see if I can deduce what would be the button. But I'd also like to know if I could have, because when he went to unlock her cell, I was watching them. So would I not pick up on that?
You cannot see. You could see that it was a guy. Only PR3 can see what was going on the screens. Only PR3 has that angle. So you can see that there was a person drinking calf. You could not see that there was no,
I mean,
you couldn't see the monitors and stuff.
No, I'm talking about when he went to unlock her cell.
He went back to he went around the corner to the place where you could only see the back half of him. Yeah.
Okay, well, then I'd like to maybe deduce like what I think the button would be or the buttons would be to unlock the cells based on her
yeah. I mean, yeah, based on her description, give me a mechanics roll.
Okay, difficulty?
This is pretty difficult. This is a 3.
Okay, that's just 3 black die?
Nope, I got it. You don't have to worry about it. Just roll your roll.
Sorry. Okay,
it's all right.
I'm gonna roll. What?
Nope, everything canceled, everything out. You
I'm just like
you look at her.
Like, what?
Yeah, you just see her, and the two of you have blank expressions on your faces. Oda has tried everything she can do, and Daya, you're just like, what the hell did you just say? Meanwhile, PR3, you have noticed not only that Oda is poorly explaining how to operate this system, but that Daya appears to be totally incompetent on understanding Oda.
I'm definitely about to speak up.
Yeah, you can easily get them out of here. In fact, you could have gotten everyone out of here 30 minutes ago, but you've just been silent. Do you do anything?
Yes, I speak up finally.
Okay.
This is most egregious. Please return to your cell immediately and await Imperial processing.
Oh my god,
Oda actually laughs. No! I won't.
Perhaps you should step away from the control panel and stop pushing buttons that far exceed the capacity of your understanding.
Well, are you offering to tell me which buttons to push?
My best interest is to reach the Imperial prison, for my objective lays there.
Well, I don't think we'll go there.
Most egregious.
Is there perhaps anything that you might like to do instead of going to the Imperial prison?
No.
All right. Well then, I guess we're at an impasse.
Is there anything you can do to convince him? Perhaps you could, I don't know. I guess I'll leave it up to you. Do you think you need this droid? Apparently you have a droid on your side, question mark? There are also other people there as well.
Why? Tell me why you're in this cell. Imperial droid. If you wanted to go to the Imperial prison, why did you not just go to the Imperial prison? You are an Imperial droid, aren't you?
State your identification.
Oda.
Simply Oda.
Do I have any records of this person?
You, in fact, have no record of this person, and Oda does not appear in your databases at all. It's like the Empire doesn't know this person exists.
Search inconclusive. I am unable to deter whether I am able to trust you.
Well, you seem to know how to open these cells. If I tell you my last name, will you open the cell?
How is that an appealing prospect to simply learn your last name in arrangement to open a cell is out of balance?
I don't know. You seem to want that data. I don't know what you want. You're an Imperial droid who wants to go to the Imperial prison, but needs to do so inside a cell? I don't know. You seem very strange. Seemed like information
Your
you wanted.
negotiation skills are below average. Were average considered terrible?
Oh,
Oda
I
just
gotta agree
looks
with that.
at Deo and is just like,
It's true. He's got a point. I mean, you did work on it. Did work on that one guard, but I think it's because you're really, I'm willing to admit you're an attractive young lady. So I don't know what you're doing here, though. Oda,
I'm going to
is
get more
it?
calf. She just walks away to get more coffee. She's
You know,
like,
okay, bring me some, but you need to open the door first.
oh,
Yeah,
isn't that a problem for you?
Oh, definitely.
There's a pot of calf, just freshly brewed, sitting on the desk. And you go back over to it. Dio, you saw that interaction with this droid. Do you want to step in and try to convince it to let you out or to help you at all?
Can I do a perception check on the droid? See if I, based on how he's talking, if I can gauge what kind of droid it is, or if it is, in fact, 'cause I want more information on and see if I can gauge what this droid is and why he's in his current position.
You 100% can do that. I'm trying to determine if this is going to be perception or if it's going to be a knowledge.
Oh, okay. Where knowledge is. Oh, okay.
I'll let you determine if you want to do a knowledge or perception. I'll let you decide. But don't roll yet because this is a 2.
What? I don't see just knowledge as a skill. So which one would it be?
Well, it would be a knowledge. I just closed that screen. It would be a knowledge all the way down. I would either choose from education or xenology.
Okay. I'm gonna do perception, even though I asked you.
Mm-hmm.
I got a strain.
Yeah. You strain very, very hard, but so you take 1 strain because you're trying to figure it out through the thing. But you notice something about this droid. Bike, give us something. What does this character notice about you that might help her get through to you?
I don't know. What would she notice? Honestly.
Well, do you have a restraining bolt on? Are you?
Do I have a? That would be up to you, wouldn't it? I don't know.
Oh, it's up to you. I mean, I would love to know how you got this cell. You tell me this story. How did you end up in this cell? Do you actually want to go to this prison?
I was being a little bit too forceful. I was being a little bit too forceful, seeking information through Imperial channels about a subject individual. Who I've learned was at this prison. So, I actually was about to speak up though, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, basically, we'll say this.
I'm just what I say next will probably help a lot, actually.
Yeah, okay. Pocket. What you do notice is that this is an RA7 protocol droid. It is Imperial standard issue. It looks like C-3PO, except it's one of those ones that has the triangle face instead of a 3PO face. Yeah, kind of looks like an evil bug, and he has an evil buggy voice. But yeah, go for it. Tell us something.
All right.
I can tell you two will be hammering away at this problem, and there is no way to deter you. So perhaps you can help me, and I can help you. For I have no desire to be on this ship when it goes somersaulting into the prison hangar bay and explodes.
Wait. It's gonna what?
Yeah. I'm mid-sip, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I certainly don't want to be on the ship when that happens either. And you might want to keep your voice down. I think the others might. They already heard you probably.
Oh yeah, the 2 Platoonians are like freaking out, and they're banging on the laser grid, looking at you get us out of here.
And I'm like, okay, y'all need to be quiet. hush. We don't want to attract any attention. If he's gonna help get us out, you need to seriously shut your pie holes, okay? And I'm like,
one of the
okay,
two
how?
lovers in your cell looks at you, and he's holding the woman in his arms. He's like, if you can do something, do it!
Oh, shut up. Just kiss or something. Dang.
You
Distract
all
yourself. real quick.
misunderstand. The implication was that these two would continue pushing buttons until we all cease to exist.
Oh, I mean, he's not wrong there. He's right. I mean, we can. Hey, Oda. Oda? Yeah, I think you said
Yes.
Oda. You could go start pushing buttons, I guess, and then maybe he'll help us eventually. I think that's the deal.
I give her a cheers with the calf, and I walk over and start just like poke a button, look at the droid, poke a button, look at the droid,
Please, not that one.
poke, 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 look at the
Oh, okay.
droid.
Stop. He's gonna tell us, right? You're gonna tell us which button?
I will assist you if you agree to assist me.
Freedom to help a droid. Okay. An Imperial droid at that. What do you think, Oda?
I think at this point, we have no other choice.
I mean, we do have a choice. You could keep poking buttons, but I too don't want to go spiraling down into a prison. I don't want to end that way, you know? But
So we have an agreement.
sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Very well. Release me from this cell, and I will save all of our lives, despite your efforts.
How? To release you from the cell?
Oh yeah. I mean, I tell her.
Yeah, you know exactly how to do this. You are Imperial
Give a
Protocol
detailed
droid. You have the
description.
knowledge of how to open these. You don't even have to roll for this. This is just something built into you. You know how this works. So you can just tell her which button to press.
Ah, okay. Well, I give a detailed description. Yes, I give a detailed description of how to
the
open.
blue one before the green one, of course. And she pushes the right combination of buttons to open all the cells.
Yeah, as you do, every cell pops open, and the three Rhodians look at you and then begin to scramble, and everyone at the same time goes running for the lockers. PR3, Daya, what do you do? Oh, okay.
I block people
when
that
you
are
fire that
walking, by
warning
the way.
shot, when you fire that warning shot, will you give me a what would this be?
Leadership?
Yeah, perhaps a leadership, because you're trying to get all these people in order. I'll let you do that, or sort of a yeah, leadership's fine. Give us a leadership.
I don't have like lots of skill in that. I just thought it sounded cool.
Yeah, you're trying to lead these people, and you want them to listen
Well,
to you. Yeah, no, you fire a shot into the air, and everyone pauses for a minute, and then they realize you still have it set on stun, and they all go run for the storage lockers.
How close am I to the storage lockers by comparison to most of the other cellmates or cell people in cells?
You are closer than the three Rhodians, but further than the two Clatoonians and the two humans in your cell, and then there are three other humans in a different cell that are closer than you.
I would like to just bulldoze them down.
Yeah, okay. This is going to... I'll let you either do athletics or... Actually, you know what? Let's do athletics. I was going to say melee, but you're not engaged in combat. So athletics. If you can do this, give me an athletics roll. Let's see if you knock everyone over.
Okay.
Yeah, you just slam into the people in front of you, and they go tumbling around. Oda, you see these three humans fall over, and you see these dog-faced Clatoonians just like slam against the wall. And standing in front of you is Dio, just like kind of a little flexy, and across from you is now a totally free and empty, or not empty, but like not occupied space with the lockers and the table with the guns and all that stuff. And everyone just sort of looks at you, Dio, and is just like, oh, okay, it's not the blue girl. She's the one in charge. And so they sort of just like back off a little bit.
I just start putting on the heavy armor that you saw, and I start strapping it in, get my weapon. And then when I'm done, I just sort of turn back to the others, and I'm like, okay, now you can go. And I walk over to Oda.
I want to try, since everybody's scrambling for stuff, I want to try to locate my coat with its special stuff and my blaster. I want to locate my possessions.
Yeah, so you notice that your blaster is one of the blasters on the table. There are, in fact, 5 other blasters on that table. They apparently were all put there and just strewn about this table. But something calls to you from that box.
I pick it up just like nonchalantly. I don't want to have that. No one look at it.
Yeah, as everyone else goes for blasters and goes for the storage lockers and things like that, and Dio begins to, I assume, go for the padded armor that is in that one locker.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone seems busy, and you walk up to this chest and open it, and inside is a... What color robe would you say this is? This cloak? Oda, what would you say this cloak is?
Oh.
Describe the cloak to us.
Well, I think that it's... You said robe. I was assuming I was not dressed in any way that would indicate anything about my past.
Sure. I mean, but I think you mentioned a cloak earlier, I think is what you said. So I just want to make...
like a jacket.
That's why I changed it from robe to cloak. Yeah.
It looks like the art. It looks like this jacket that's kind of made for like tactical, all-weather. It looks like it gives me a kind of a little bit of padding, kind of obscures me if need be. So it looks exactly like the art.
Like that, kind of, if people can see it.
With a hood that's easy to kind of pull over my face.
Yes, it is very much in there, but that is not what is humming to you. There's something else in there that hums to you. It's inside this cloak that you have.
I pat the pocket where I think that thing is. Is it safe?
Yeah, you feel something in there. You definitely feel it.
Okay. I just put the cloak on. Holster the blaster. Keep the other blaster that I stole earlier. Now I have 2.
Your current blaster is what exactly?
It is a...
So you have a blaster pistol. Besides your blaster pistol, you now also have a light blaster. If you would like to add that to your character sheet, a light blaster is 5 damage for crit and medium ranged. So it's very similar to the one you have, except it does 1 less damage. But now you have another blaster.
Now I have 2.
Yeah, should you need it.
Never too many blasters.
And
5 damage for crit, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
And 1 encumbrance if that affects you at all.
And 3 HP?
So, the HP are hit point or hard points. That's so you can like add things to the weapon, but a light blaster has none of those. So don't worry about it. Okay. Pokket. Dio has gone and has collected all this armor. I assume you're putting it all on?
Yeah.
Describe to us how you look now in complete armor.
I look even more intimidating, probably.
What color is the armor? Like, describe to us the armor. What does it look like?
It's a lot of dull coloring. Like the color, I think you could tell at one point it used to be just like when it was in its prime condition, it was like a bright red and was beautiful, kind of like how a new car is. But then it's aged, it's been battle worn, it's slightly there's some places where it's slightly damaged, and the red is dulled a lot. And then I'm wearing brown clothing underneath, So it's maybe not as impressive, but on me, it just bulks me up even more. So now I literally look like maybe a linebacker or something for the NFL.
Sure.
Something comparable.
Yeah. PR3, Oda, you both recognize this to be some really heavy duty armor. This is like not the best of the best, but it can take hits. This is the kind of thing that, say, a shock trooper back in the old Republic would wear. It's that kind of. This is impressive. It's impressive stuff. Not Stormtrooper, but definitely something that, like, you could take a hit from a blaster shot and be kind of okay.
Where did you get that?
Oh, it's a long story, and I think we have something to do. And I turn back to the droid, and I'm like, so are you gonna help us navigate through this place? Get us out of here, maybe?
I turn around and what is there? Computer bank? Something I can download schematics from?
You already have the schematics in your head.
I already have schematics on me.
Imperial protocol droid. You know how to get around this.
Okay,
ship.
I know what I'm doing. Okay, well then, yes.
Yeah, let me describe to you what this ship is like so you have a better understanding. You know that you are on the top floor of a Imperial... what is the name of this dumb ship? And it's an Imperial freighter. A Gazanti class cruiser is the name of this ship. It is an Imperial cargo ship, and it is a transport ship as well. The bottom of the ship has attached points for either TIE fighters or personal transports or other vehicles. There's a lot of things it can move. It can also move troops. But in this case, the area where troops would have been stored, where troops would have slept or hung out at, has been converted to a prison cell. And so that's where you all are. You are on the top floor of this cruiser, and you know that in this room, to your right is that door. Beyond that door is a hallway that leads to a dorsal double laser turret, and then a ladder going down. To your left is a long hallway that leads to the life support system, and then stairs going down. You know that down on the middle deck is the cargo bay, the med bay, the crew quarters, a turbo lift, and the bridge. And then you know the bottom floor is 4 escape pods and the entrances to the TIE fighter, like the top bit where they get in, and then another ventral double laser turret in the rear as well. The ship, you're aware of the fact that it has 2 laser turrets, as I mentioned, but also 18 concussion missiles. And it is hyperdrive ready, has heavy armor, and 2 shield generators. You also know that it usually has a complement of 12 crew members, one of which you have already met.
Okay. So I go...
State your request.
To who?
I look at Oda.
I request not to go to the Imperial prison.
Unfortunate.
And possible?
I meant state your request. Where would you like to go inside the ship?
I would like to restrain.
I like step in. I'm like, are there any escape pods or anything we can get on?
Yes, there are escape pods available, although you would be at the mercy of destination or pickup rescues.
Why don't you change the destination of the ship?
Can I do that from here? Or do we have to go to the bridge?
No, they would have to access the bridge.
For that, we would require navigation to the bridge.
Well, let's do that.
Very well. Follow me.
Yeah.
Can I restrain first before we leave the room? Restrain the guy that we stunned.
He is. You can put him in a cell and turn it back on. Dude is out, like zonked out.
I want to put him in a cell, and I want to leave him.
Watch her
I want to
drag the man. I'm just gonna watch.
Yeah.
And I want to put a little cup of calf next to him, and a little note that says "Sorry, comma next time," period, and then like leave it next to it.
That's so sweet of you. Yeah. All right. Yes. You see that Dio is watching you do this, and so is PR3. Meanwhile, everyone else is like, "What are you doing?" And the three Rhodians run out. They grab their blasters and put on some like Imperial light armor coats, and they go out one of the doors, and you hear them walk away down one of the hallways. They've left you behind. They're going to go do their own thing. The humans are sort of huddled together. It appears that they don't really know what to do, and the two Clatoonians are just like ready to go fight, but they're waiting for you because they think that was pretty badass.
Since I'm ordered to protect her, I just sort of like stand by her, like a guard almost. So,
okay.
And I watch her because she doesn't ask for help while dragging this guy, so I just stand there. I watch as the others leave, making note of who leaves.
Yeah, they just run. They get out of there real quick. They go to the right. What you know, PR3, is that the right is where the lasers in the back are, but also a ladder that leads down to the main deck.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's where I take them.
All right, so you go the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I signal the what was it? Who stood behind with us? Stuck behind with us?
The 5 humans and the 2 dog-faced Clatoonians are with you.
Okay,
as well.
I signal for them to follow us.
Sure. They begin to follow you, and as you enter this long hallway, it is straight up just a long shaft in an Imperial hallway, very gray, just metallic, and very few lights, if any, and it leads to a doorway that gives you a clear window of it's like a blaster turret room, and you can see through the transparasteel. That's space talk for it's a window. The transparasteel allows you to see outside, and you see that you are now in orbit over this planet, and it is a dark green planet. It appears to be almost completely in shadow. It appears to be something that maybe because the sun is so dark and dim is affecting the planet in some way. If you want to do a check, you might be able to learn some more, but you now see that you are in orbit above the planet, and the ship has clearly slowed because you see no glow from the engines, from the exhaust, that you've stopped above orbit. This is clearly where you're meeting someone.
I have knowledge of planets, so yeah. I would love to identify it.
Give me a, this is for you. This is a 1 because you're a droid. Yeah, give me a planet knowledge roll.
Okay. Let's see here. Core worlds, yeah.
This would not be a core world roll.
Oh, so outer rim?
Definitely, this is not, from what you detect, this is not somewhere that's very habited, so it's not a core world.
Okay. Well, which one am I rolling here?
Probably. This would be, let me see here. Probably outer rim.
Okay.
Or maybe lore. I'll let you do either.
Okay. Outer rim.
Yeah, go for it.
Done.
Yeah. Oh, you know so much about this planet. You recognize this immediately as the planet Nam Chorios. It is a desolate planet in the Chorios system that still supports human life, but the planet is in a constant state of dusk due to its dim sun. The planet, while it has sort of a green hue, is actually mostly desert and crystal mountains. The reason why it has this green hue is because it was originally seeded by humans with something called Gomex moss. That was a first generation plant that allowed terraforming. And so this rocky barren soil eventually took on the same hue as this moss. But it is a pretty desert planet with crystal mountains, is the one thing you know. Also, there is a city. The main capital is called Huegshul. It is the primary city on Nam Chorios, and it's not very big, but it is also underground a little bit as well. This is a planet that is known for one thing and one thing only: the heavily fortified, very important Imperial prison that is located in a place called Bleak Point Station. This place is bad news. It is not as bad as a place they would send like a Jedi Master. There is a special place for that, but it is not good. You do not want to go there. And more importantly, if I can give a call back, we'll say you hear this over communications just for this one time, but you hear the comms officer and someone on the ground speaking again about a specialized cell and the fact that Coruscant has been alerted to a priority prisoner that you have on this ship. And we'll leave it at that. That's what you know. You know everything there is to know about this place. It is bad news.
Okay.
Yes, the planet Namchurios. This is an undesirable destination. Perhaps consider taking the ship intact would be the most desirable outcome.
You're saying take the ship for ourselves somewhere else?
Clearly.
I agree. How about Corellia?
That seems like a busy port of call. It would be sufficient.
Well, let's go.
Okay, so
Of
do you head
course,
down
we
the
would
ladder?
have to stay in orbit in order to get information on my target, which you did agree to assist me to find.
Yeah, we did do that. We do have to honor our agreement.
Well, yes, and then Corellia.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let
All
us
right,
know
how
Okay,
can we
so
assist?
do you go down the ladder? What is your plan? Well, you're in the back with a gun, like a big black, like a turbo laser thing. That's all you have. There's nothing, and then a ladder down. What's your plan?
I let them know about all the assets at their disposal at the various hallways that you told me about. It's still a lot to remember, so I would do the voice, but I can't remember it all.
Yeah, of course. Again, just to remind you that going back the other way, past the jail cells, is the life support system, and then another set of stairs going down. In the middle, the main deck is the cargo bay, the med bay, the crew quarters, a galley in the bridge, and then the very, very bottom is 4 escape pods and 2 TIE fighters that you could get into if you wanted to.
I would like to go check out the cargo hold.
So, great news. If you go down this ladder, PR3, you know this. If you go down the ladder, right out the main door is the cargo hold.
So you wish
Literally,
to take
it's
a
right there.
scenic detour to the cargo area.
Yes.
And you think perhaps something could be useful in this cargo area, and not proceeding to gather weaponry to take over the ship.
Well, I have weaponry.
Indeed. So shall we not proceed to the cockpit?
All right. Yes. Cockpit. I got distracted. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, is there anything you're actually looking for? Or did you leave something there? They take
No,
something
of
from you?
course, no. No. Nope.
I don't
Okay.
believe you, but well, I'll take your word for it.
She seems to just enjoy shiny things.
Do you blame her? I mean,
Drink.
I just like
Cockpit.
start to follow her.
Okay. How do you want to take them to the cockpit? There's 2 ways. You can go all the way back through, back through the cell, through the life support system down
Mhm.
to the main crew quarters and then to the bridge. Or you can go down the room you're in, down the ladder in the room you're in, into the sort of middle area where there's another ladder down to the lower laser, and then a door that leads to the cargo bay that will then lead you into the main hallway crew quarters area.
Oh, I guess we go through the cargo bay anyway then. All right, yeah, sure. Down the ladder seems to be right in front of us.
Great. Yeah, you all begin to go down the ladder. I'm gonna need, for the sake of hilarity, because you're a droid and I feel bad for you, you have 0 skill in climbing. You're a droid.
Oh, good God.
I've never seen a droid climb in all of Star Wars. So, Oda and Dio, you go down, you help the humans down, and you notice that PR3 has not come down yet.
Well, come on then.
One moment, I'm considering the best course of action here.
Can I just know that droids don't normally climb unless they're like floating droids?
I will give you this. None of you have seen a droid ever climb. You've
just-
never seen a droid ever do it.
That's why Oda said, come on then, because she was like, I want to see this.
Take one step at a time. You got this.
Yeah, this would be an athletics roll if you.
You know what? I'm gonna dazzle you with my prowess and climb down the ladder.
All right, give us an athletics roll. Let's see what happens.
I get out of the way.
All right. All right. How do we do the athletics roll now?
Just the little dice symbol next to athletics.
Oh, there it is. All right. We have a 0, and this is gonna go well.
This is going great. Yeah. The two of you wait for PR3, and Dio, Oda, you hear sort of like a rumbling, a clanking, and it gets louder and louder and louder, and then falling from the height of the floor above you is PR3, and he slams into the ground. And I'm gonna say, PR3, for that little incident, you take one wound.
Ow.
And you but you're fine. It just maybe some of your gears are a little out of whack, but you slam into the ground, and your limbs have sort of flailed against the walls as you came down. Oda, you just saw a droid drop about 2 flights of stairs down.
Oda immediately
egregious.
immediately feels bad and like tries to help him up.
I walk up and try to help him up, and I'm just like stone faced, but inside I'm laughing so hard.
Yeah, you are now in the middle deck.
We will, of course, never mention this to anyone in existence.
Ever?
The other humans that are with you are like actually kind of laughing a little under their breath at you because you're so formal and you're trying so hard to be serious, but like you're also an Imperial droid and think it's pretty funny that you hurt yourself.
That's Oda's problem, is she keeps being like, he's an Imperial droid, and she's just like treating him with total disdain, like total trash. But then whenever there's kind of a human moment, or like, oh yeah, this is a being as well, and she feels bad.
Yeah, beyond this door is the cargo bay. What's the plan?
Oh, not that I'm interested in going in there or anything, but don't we have to go through there?
Yeah, totally not interested. We don't believe that.
We go through the cargo bay to get to the cockpit, you said, right?
That's
Do I
the
know
only way
what's
right
in the
now.
cargo bay? Do I have like detailed cargo?
You know that in the cargo bay there is enough room for all sorts of things that could be fit in there, but you have no idea what's on this ship's cargo manifest.
It couldn't be anything important.
Definitely
Unless
not.
I have direct data or can search it somehow, then I don't care.
You can, but not from this room and not from the laser room above you. If you got to one of the main computer terminals in the cockpit, you could, but you're about to walk through here anyway, so.
Look, if these two people are going to interrupt my goal and take over the ship, then let's see how good they are, because I'm not helping. I'm not going to be like, let's go out of my way and look in the cargo bay.
Sure.
Let's see what you can do. Let's go.
I'm not trying to go out of the way, because they pointed out that I was too interested in the cargo bay. I'm just trying
I
to go to
kind
the
of
cockpit.
shove her in the direction of the lightly shove her in the direction of the cargo bay.
Yeah, okay. slightly shove her in the direction of this cargo bay, and the doors open, and in front of you stands... where did I put those? Not good things. 1, 2, 3, 4 stormtroopers. You are all within medium range. When that door comes open, you're in medium range of them. They are all standing together, huddled together, talking, and they turn and face you. They have their blasters out. Apparently, they've been alerted that something has happened on this ship. You're not sure why they've been alerted, but they are prepared for you. And one of them fires a shot. Let me see here, because I am always prepared. One of them fires a shot at you. But it doesn't hit you. It hits one of the humans that are with you, and they fall dead to the ground behind you. The others fire, and you take cover, and it strikes one of the Klatunians, and they fall dead as well. The door closes, and you are left in the room with 2 dead compatriots, one Klatunian who is beside himself that his friend has died, and 4 humans. The couple are now holding each other tight, and you hear these stormtroopers on the other side talking to someone over their comm system. They definitely were searching for someone, perhaps the Rhodians, who knows, but you are in a bad sort right now. You are trapped in this room. Unless you go and fighting.
Nope, I fight them. They're firing at us already.
Nearby?
I'm going straight for it.
Or was that up the ladder?
I'm sorry? Is there what?
Wasn't there a turret nearby somewhere, or was that up the ladder?
It is a ship level turret. So it can fire out, but you can't like turn it in on the ship.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. So it is a you definitely could shoot other ships with it, but it is 100%.
Like an inner security. Never mind.
No, it's like a ship-wide weapon. Yeah, you have the weapons you brought with you, but there are 4 stormtroopers in the cargo bay. The last thing you saw before the doors closed is that they were going for cover behind boxes.
I turned to Oda and I'm like, well, what's the game plan? You want to attack these guys? I mean, I don't think we have a choice. They saw us.
Are there any computer terminals nearby or anything that I could access?
You are currently in a room that is kind of like, the best way to describe it is there is a ladder going up that leads to a turret, and a ladder going down that leads to a turret. That's it. And the ladder that's down, it leads to a turret room that is connected to nothing. It is just the turret room, and the ladder going up leads back to the rooms that you were just in and to the life support system.
In answer, Oda looks down at the 2 dead and up and says, Stormtrooper target practice? I'm in. And positions herself by the door.
Great.
Right. So I turn to the other randoms and I just say, okay, just stay behind cover, okay? We don't need any more of you dying. A lot of bodies.
What is your plan right now? What do you guys want to try and do?
Oh, man.
Door opens, we flank them on either side.
Got it. I go to the other side.
Are there any terminals on the other side of the door, like right there?
There are no terminals on the other side of the door, but you know there are like actual terminal ports in the room, because in the room is 2 elevators that go to the lower deck where the TIE fighters are, and then a bunch of actual machines and equipment that can move stuff around to move things in the hangar.
Let's see.
Oh, there's
Perhaps
also
if
straight
you
up
could distract the Imperial troopers, I could make it to one of the terminals and deal with the issue.
Are they peeking out at all? Are they just like behind?
The door
stuff?
closed. You are in a room where you can't see them anymore. The blast door closed, and they're not visible to you, and you're not visible to them.
Well, then
They just know you're in there, and you know that they're in there.
well, we should be fine then, right? You don't need a distraction. They're in there, right? Or do we need to get in there? Am I missing a point right now? I was busy watching people die.
Also, you're an Imperial droid, so why do you need protection from Stormtroopers?
Actually, you know what? That's a good question.
Let's just say that I'm in a spot of trouble.
Glad to hear it.
That's a discussion for another time.
We can cover you.
You could try and I don't know, maybe trick them in some way and be like, you know, pretend you're an Imperial droid.
I thought of that.
I thought of that. Sorry.
I think that's what they were hinting at. You could try.
Yeah, I could try. Yeah, sure. All right.
Let's do...
I was gonna be a jerk about it and be like,
they aren't very good shots anyway, so go ahead and distract them. They only killed 2 of us and they were useless anyway.
They did just hit everyone but our heroes. Yeah, you could try to do a deception on them.
yeah, I could go out there.
Is that the plan? Is that what
Opening the
you
doors and
wanna do?
walking through like a boss here for a second. Like I'm in charge. Like I know what's going on.
It
Walking
depends
through
on
the
what
door
your
right now.
deception is. What are you trying to do? Are you going to
What is
act
my
like you're the
deception?
boss?
I'm gonna walk
Or are you
through
going
there
to...
and I'm gonna walk through there and reprimand them for killing, ruining my job. I was escorting these prisoners as requested to the bridge, and they opened fire without any comms or communication, which protocol would have demanded they at least, communicate first before. So I want those two, whoever shot, front and center, and I want their information immediately.
Yeah, roll for me. Let's see if you pull this off.
Okay, so what was that under deception?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. I'm not too bad with that, so hopefully.
Okay, was it just me? It's creepy to look over and see them frozen and then Anna just looking around. I should have pretended to be frozen too. No, I know you can hear me. Hi. Time to take over. Okay, yes. Well, as the Imperial droid, I would like to. Oh, I think you're muted.
I sure was. Daya and Oda win the end. We
Yep,
get
we win.
5,000 credits each.
The Imperial droid was too effective, took everyone offline.
Yep, the ship's ours too. Also, I found 5 lightsabers. And let's see.
I suddenly became just a badass. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably have your own ship. There was probably like 2 other ships attached to this ship, so now we have a fleet of ships.
And I'm rich.
Yep, super rich. Ooh, good question. Yes, I wield all 5 lightsabers at once. I develop a technique for holding lightsabers between my fingers and spinning them like batons.
Kind of like how you used to do as kids, like the fries between your fingers.
Yep.
And you're Wolverine.
Like Wolverine, except with lightsabers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I have 10 lightsabers.
I watch and keep my distance from that.
Actually, that's a really cool idea for like a Jedi variant, someone who has like lightsaber claws, like a dark Jedi.
That'd be actually really cool. Yeah, a Wolverine. A Wolverine. Yeah.
Wolverine.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
This is
I'm glad.
is fun. I like this.
Yeah.
This is halftime with
crafting.
Oda and Pokket. Hello. Welcome to the halftime.
Yeah, we should have this every time. The halftime show where we tell you the best case scenario in our situation.
Best case scenario, we get teleported out magically. Something happens. I don't know. There's a bunch
There
of
isn't
cake.
really teleporting technology in Star Wars, is there? I would think
No,
that there
no.
would be. There isn't.
I mean, yeah, no. They're just like with ships, being able to hyperdrive, but that's not teleporting, obviously. But yeah,
Hmm.
the closest I think you'd get.
We can do an AMA. Someone just asked in my chat, so this is a one-off show or a new show? It's a new show. It's happening every
It is.
week.
It
Ooh,
is a
good
new
idea.
show. This is the first episode. So
Probably even continuing with at least 5% less lag next time.
yeah. Well, let's knock on wood that it doesn't hit us.
Yeah. I wonder why it's getting them and not us. It's very
Yeah.
weird.
I just know it can be so frustrating because to be on that end and have it happen to you, especially when
Yep.
you don't know it's happening to you.
Oh
So,
yeah, I've had that. Where I'm talking for like 10 minutes and people are like, "Yeah, you've been lagged the whole time." Thanks to everyone who's hanging out with us. Oh, well, they're saying that we should go ahead and just do shout outs and that this is the end of the show. We were close to the ending, and I know Jesse had a really good ending for us. So hopefully
yeah.
this is actually kind of a good cliffhanger though. Like we're on the other side of the door from stormtroopers waiting to find out what happens, whether we can get to the cockpit. I'm down with it. So
Yeah, this is a really good point to kind of stop in the episode
Yeah.
anyway. So.
So it will be back next week, same
Mhm.
time and place. I don't know. Do you want to do your shout outs, Pocket?
Sure, I'll do my shout out. Hey, everybody, I'm Pokket, and this is my second Star Wars RollPlay. Really, really happy to be here. I love Star Wars, and this crew is amazing. Great role players. Great first episode. But you can find me at twitch.tv/Pokket. I stream, do a lot of cosplay now. Sort of been switching over to that. And thanks Jesse, and thanks JP. So thank you very much. See you next week.
Yeah. I can do mine. I'm Anna. You can find me at Anna Prosser on all the things. I play a lot of role-playing games, so you can see me streaming those, and you can find out where they all are on my social media. And I'll probably hop over to my stream for just a second to say hi and talk about the game a little bit. So if you want to find me at /Anna Prosser on Twitch, you can. And also want to thank Jesse and the entire cast for playing. This has been so fun, and JP for inviting me, bringing me into the role play world. I'm super stoked. So I can't wait to see you all next week as well. I guess that's it.
I'd shout out Bikeman and Jesse, but I'm terrible at it. So
they both have very pleasant like stop screens, little frozen.
Yeah, they really do. It's a good stop screen. Usually when I stop, it's very derpy.
Yeah,
anyway,
it is.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Strippin's joining us then.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
So we'll have him. Yay.
All right.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks all. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
You know, where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze! We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze! Not enough time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze!
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC, what are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
It's a professional broadcast.
Yeah, now sing the music.
It's a professional broadcast.
Bring the strippers and booze!
It's a professional broadcast.
I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.
It's a professional broadcast.
Will